best management practices for sustainable livestock production. The objectives of this module are to understand the concept and importance of best management practices in livestock production, to know the methods of livestock waste management, to understand the environmental issues in sustainable livestock development. The best management practices are prevention and control of many infectious and non-infectious diseases to ensure high level production. The environmental factors influence the infected animals, develops clinical diseases and reduce productivity. Similarly, minimizing the circumstances that favor the spread of the infectious agent, mitigating the environmental circumstances that contribute to development of diseases in presence of the infectious agents, and minimizing the circumstances that increase the host of susceptibility of the livestock. Simultaneously, nutritional management is very important in the sense that proper nutritional management is essential to animal health and productivity. Nutrition also plays a significant role in influencing the animal's immune competency and metabolism, as well as in managing certain diseases. Health management: diseases causes loss of production, loss of body condition and maybe death. Farmers should also know that many livestock diseases are transmissible between animal to animal and also from animal to human being. Those are of genetic importance. A good animal health program calls for full cooperation between horseman and the veterinarian, and hence, to sum up, prevention is better than cure. In housing management, housing many animals in small areas is very challenging. Farm building should be properly located, constructed, spaced out and grouped so that animals can be reared properly. Housing practices governed by farming priorities like climatic factor, geographic factor, economic factor and other social conditions of the farmer. Similarly, the principles of general hygiene, sanitation and disinfection should be kept in view. The floor space requirement for animals, for livestock housing is very important. Everyone has to keep an attention to this. Like for cows, the covered area will be 3.5 square meter and the open paddock almost double, 7 square meter. Similarly, for buffaloes it is 4 square meter and open paddock requirement is 8 square meter. Young calves 1 square meter and open paddock requirement is 2 square meter. For boar 6 to 7 square meter, paddock requirement is 8.8 to 12 square meter. Similarly, for sow 7 to 9 square meter and 8.8 to 12 square meter. Similarly, the height of the shed, height of the house of the animal is to be very carefully designed, especially for heavy rainfall area. The minimum, the height should be 175 cm at the highest. Similarly, for semi-arid and arid areas where we require more of ventilation, 220 cm of the height of the shed is required. So, livestock waste management is also very important in a sustainable livestock development. Waste management helps to control pathogen in the production system. The number and type of pathogen present in livestock waste varies from species, feedstock sources, health status of the animal, and hence the best practices pertaining to animal management and housing, dietary modification, production management, land application of manure and the chemical and biological treatment of stored manure is also equally important for livestock waste management. Coming to pathogen and human health, the intricacies, the interdependency lies. Pathogen can be transmitted to human directly through contact with animals, and animal waste directly or indirectly through contaminated water and food. The purpose is to control pathogens in livestock system, such as vaccination, access to feed and water, appropriate space, temperature, ventilation, on-farm sanitation and biosecurity measures. Manure management in livestock farms is equally important for benefit of everyone should pay attention to this. Like production management, use of vegetative filter strips can be used, control runoff, leaching from stockpiled manure, control runoff leaching from open lots, install clean water diversion, reduce livestock access to streams, rivers, lakes and ponds, so that we can protect the human being for transmission of disease from livestock to human beings. Similarly, treatment of manure, like we can have broadly categorized into two areas like biological treatment and chemical treatment. With respect to biological treatment, we can go for anaerobic storage, composting, aeration. Similarly, for chemical treatment, chlorine treated, lime stabilization, ozone treatment, UV eradication, and also in some cases pasteurization of manure can also be taken. I would like to underscore the importance of minimizing the odor of manure. There are certain tips which can be followed for minimizing the odor, like incorporate land applied manure, cover manure with a roof, a fibrous mat or a flexible membrane. Similarly, composting or methane digester are sometimes feasible in large operations. Do not spread manure on weekends or holidays, so that smell goes out to the community and people complain. Do not spread manure if there is an air inversion. Avoid spills on roadways, right. So these are some of the tips one can follow to not to spread odor of manure. Similarly, tips to control fly population in livestock farms. Organic matter very wet and very dry will not support fly growth. Use of fly traps can be taken in the farms. Treatment by non-residual knockdown spray, non-residual, I will underscore the word non-residual knockdown spray can be used for control of flies. Similarly, one can follow cleanliness is one of the best practice for fly control. And underscoring some of the major environmental issues in the livestock farm, such as greenhouse gases. We all know animals have a tendency to produce greenhouse gases like nitrous oxide, methane and ammonia. And more importantly, because of our policy, we are currently losing the biodiversity in livestock. The superior genes threat to genetic diversity of crops, fish and livestock. And the causes affecting cattle biodiversity are lack of awareness, economic benefit, overall policy of breed improvement. The policy we are pursuing is not supporting the cause of biodiversity conservation, the shrinkage of grazing land, aiming for yield improvement. We have a unidimensional objective of improving yield, thereby losing the biodiversity. Replacement of local breeds with high yielding crossbreds or exotic breeds, mechanization of agriculture and transport system. Similarly, inadequate attention on identification of germplasm and performance recording. So these are some of the factors which affect the biodiversity. If you like to sum up the whole module into 5 major areas, like we discussed about general site condition, the housing management in a livestock farm, the production area, the outdoor manure and waste management, similarly manure utilization, and third, last but not the least, the mortality management. How do we control diseases in livestock farm? Hence, to sum up, these are the some critical factors that contributes towards the sustainable livelihood development plan in our livestock farms.